Welcome to Day 4. I'm Shishant, and I just finished season 4 of Breaking Bad. It's my second time watching it, and it was fun. I was playing games mainly by the side, so it doesn't really matter. So today is election day, okay? So at the morning, I went to the retail retail shop or wholesale shop, retail shop to buy something to eat. That was white bread and a bottle of water. Even though I asked for two of them, I only got one of it, and that's all I have eaten today. White bread, and water. So that's not the main thing. The main thing is when I went outside, none of the places where the vehicles allowed to ride, were allowed to what to say ride. Yeah, it's the perfect word. Ride. Yeah, no, they were not. None of the vehicles were allowed to be driven. So it was quite a time. It was funny also. It reminded me of the protest day. It was similar but peaceful. Right now it was peaceful, but then it was very chaotic. So yeah, today I tried to read, but I procrastinated hard. I recognize it. Procrastination is hard. It's a bitch, and I still went and did a few things what I could. I'm very proud of it, but I could have done better considering what else I have done in the past. It's nothing really, but since I haven't read for a while, it really does suck it all up, and yeah, fox over, and I have to read again, relearn, sort of, let's say. Have to recall, relearn, and so I also completed day 8 of learning Python series. It was today I completed day 8. Today I learn about set. It's kind of weird thing, tuples. I think tuples should have the curly brackets instead of set, and set should have the get square bracket instead of the curly bracket, but it's quite opposite. And this set in the Python programming is quite similar to the concept of set in the math. Honestly, it's nothing that quite different. It's just basically what it does in set is when it just looks over the repeatable data list of strings number and just mix it into one this non-repetition, unlike the list or tuples which can have a repetition of the numbers or data related data. So that's what I've done. I've slept. I slept at what? I slept at 3. Woke up at again at 7. Ate bread, drank water, and just did things. Nothing much to do honestly in life. That's what's my main concern for today is what should we focus on life and have written not I have completed one of them already, and I can have a pretty good idea of what should be done about life, and I've also talked about what is life in first video. So that's life. Okay, life is about shaping of a person through circumstances and the minor twists they can make, mm, in addition to external factor influencing them. But okay, that's life. Okay, but one main thing that we all do is or recognizes what to do in life, and that's a very very vague thing to say and very ambiguous because it can relate to many things and can mean a lot of things. And people often look over others, look over internet, read self-help. That's why self-help is very popular and get scammed. They don't actually get it. You have to experience it. I again few hours ago found something new about life and that I wrote. Instead of wondering about how to live a good life, you should instead focus on building a relation with the parents, your brothers, your friends, maybe your sisters. I don't have sisters, so I didn't say sister, but also your sister, your relatives, your potential new life partner, your friends, especially. They are very important. Be be good in performing your duties. Keep learning and avoid the unnecessary things that can damage in your life. For what Charlie Munger has said, I like to repeat that. And those are get addicted to substance or anything, envy others, be mad to others, or be resentful, never learn from others, dead or alive, stay on pitfall of despair, never inward, and be a person to self and duty. So, by that, we can actually live a good life. And also, one thing, choosing your suffering instead of happiness. Happiness, the thing about we people are that there have been many experiments, many choices, many fields of a discussion, and I have come to conclusion that we as a person don't seek for happiness entirely, but we seek more for destruction of others and destruction of our own self. And if we and we like to suffer a lot. We are like masochists who choose to suffer in their own way, but define it as something else. It is actually suffering. Like for example, I'm choosing to suffer right now, right? Like not going to eat, protesting, whatever. It's my own suffering. I choose it. Like, and you're also like choosing your own something like that. And through this choosing of suffering, we can actually choose to suffer for good things. Like I can choose to suffer for learning coding, surviving, trying to understand what it is, have a mental breakdown for it. Yeah, I can choose to suffer that, right? Exactly. And for doing that, I can gain something at the end. That is learning coding. So I learn it. I feel good. So it's a good. It's a suffering that I chose, and I am content with it. And that's how we all should be. Honestly, I think I don't know about anything else, but that's the way to go, I think. And I honestly believe that my morals, my ethics can be questioned, can be judged. There are many doubts in this, but it doesn't matter for me to go and I'm feeling quite terrible, right now. I'm feeling cold. I don't know. I'm feeling shaky, bumma. I'm feeling it hard, man. Am I gonna get sick or what? Maybe. Maybe not. I feel feverish. Dehydrated, prefer presumably. I suppose I'm dehydrated. Actually, I am. Therefore, there's nothing to be weird about it. One other another thing I like to talk about is to be good at anything, you must directly try to practice at it or stimulate something directly. That is what has been talked about in Scott Young's altered learning. That's called principle of directness, but I like to call it directness in its own way. And it's simple to understand in my saying than going and reading there. You can understand it, but you have to go through dealing with the stories, which can come out handy in second grade, but at primary grade, I don't think so. The question is, what am I supposed to do with life? Yeah, I can recall it finally now. What to actually do with life? Neither do I have feeling to be a great person, neither do I have any skills or talent to be a great person, neither I desire to be a great person. So do what? The only thing I can think about doing in my own life is to avoid some things that make me feel bad. That I don't want to choose suffering, and preferably don't get me hooked up. For that, I think I have written two things. What one is what are not my belief, another is what is not my desire. Through that, what I commonly get to understand is that I presumably do not like to masturbate a lot. Uh, that's what I found out. The second thing about I found out is being disrespected. That's one thing. It's random. Another are new like dressing up well, eating well, which I'm not. If I die tomorrow of starvation, dehydration, heart attack, I don't know what, will I be content with my life? Will I be happy of my life? No, absolutely fucking not. But who cares, right? Maybe I'll be a ghost. Maybe I will not be a ghost. Maybe I will cease to be existence. Maybe I'll go to hell. I want to go to hell. One of the things I really want to do is keep on reading, and it can only be developed through habit, especially active reading. And I kind of recognize it just now that from my favorite book, How to Read a Book, that should be done. The habit building should be done, and that's the only way to read. I haven't read any books quite properly, and I'm only except for this one, which I'm really glad to read, which is Port Charlie Almanacs. Oh, the wisdom of Charlie is amazing. I love it. It's such a good book to read about getting wisdom, why you should read, what are the possible reasons for you to get into. No, how to use psychology in a daily life, etc. Like he makes such a fair argument on using Granny's rule, which is also can be transferred as operational conditioning, and operational conditioning basically refers to behavior is learned or made up if your behavior, if if the response or outcome is pleasantful, if the and if the uh, outcome is pleasantful, it's called positive reinforcement. Otherwise, if the outcome is negative and behavior is to avoid it, it's called negative reinforcement. Similarly, there are tools called a punishment, which is essentially to weaken a behavior, but that's its own thing. Who cares, right? And punishment can be understood as the normal punishment where you hit the children. Yeah, that's also that's how it can be understood or scrimped at. It's basically like that. The idea is reinforcement basic strength of behavior and punishment decreases the behavior. Ooh, if I die tomorrow, my only regret will be I wish I wouldn't have played more ML. I would have read more. I would have communicated to my parents better. which I don't really want to still, but still be financially independent, think for better to make better choices, solve problem, be comfortable being uncomfortable, don't be self-conscious, recognize emotion quite well. What else is there? Learn quickly, have good relation with almost everyone possible. Almost, because there's no relationship that's possible and everybody will try to take advantage of you. Also be standing up for oneself, don't disrespect, be there, don't let other manipulate you, don't let anybody make you feel guilty, etc, etc. Infinity Active, I didn't even know this one name was Infinity Active. Oh, pretty good, honey. Ding ding. Is there anything more that I'd like to add as a regretful list? Not really. Everything makes up of this. There's no desire for riding bike. There's no desire for owning bike. I don't know. It's just temporary thing. The main thing is learning. I wish I had learned more, read more. I've used social media and internet for that purpose more. Gone to libraries more. Gone to tournament of chess. I don't. How does a person become self-conscious? Self-conscious uh, in conversation. How to find yourself? What do you really want? O'Brien, what I truly want is to, to suffer in my own way, I guess. Oh shit, 10% only. Holy crap. I don't really want to use ChatGPT these days. ChatGPT has been such a bad experience for me these days. I don't really like it. Like, I asked it for giving me certain list in clear fucking prompt, and it just gave me, okay, what? You want this? Huh? What the fuck was that? Are you like a bitch or what? What I want to know, self-conscious problem while speaking. I recently learned about it that whenever you can't think of when speaking, it's basically because of your self-conscious. Either you are thinking about yourself only, or you're not thinking about others, which is basically means you're thinking of something, but that is not others. What you're talking about? What the fuck is this? Get lost. No, 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 Irish. No, no, am I self-conscious or not? I'm a dumb motherfucker, honestly. I don't have what to say. Okay? I don't have neither what to hear. Wait, active recall. One thing on active recall. Most people don't try to hear what other people will say. They try to they try to wait for what they want to say. And in active recall, what we basically do is in active recall, what is basically done is you're preparing for question by actually hearing. So aren't you actually trying to prepare response on by hearing someone in a better sense? Active recall is such a fantastic tool, man. Like it allows you to talk over but without realizing that. It's just communicating better by not letting the conversation go so bad. That's why active hearing is so important. I also like to increase my Nepali speaking, my English speaking with other peoples in relation to as well. Because my speaking is quite bad. I can't get my communication quite well to other person directly without emotion involved. With emotion involved, or I say something that could have been said better. Not regretful, just better. It could have been better response. I keep wondering about that. It's a weird thing. It's a weird life. I read all of this. I'm self-aware. I know I'm self-aware person because if I was not self-aware, how could I ever say that my mind is not mine? Rather, I'm not my mind. I'm influenced by other people well. Before even watching any of many videos of like that kind, I don't watch those kind of video, but I recognize it on myself. I came to the conclusion into myself. I don't know how, maybe reading psychology. I don't know, but I did. I just somehow came to that. I have no clue how I came to it. It just happened one day and yeah, boom, I'm here. I really want to read novels. What's the point of philosophy? Morality. I really like to read Prince. यस्तो त भएन यार त्यो मेरो बुकै आएको छैन यार दैकै almost said that order still hasn't come. What the fuck, man? It has been over a month. That's not fair, man. That's not fair. I really like to fucking read. It's a funny thing, muscles. If you don't exercise them, it regresses or something like that. Same thing with everything. I also recognized it, but it was due to help of other. I kind of made connection to it though. Still, it was due to others' thought. Majority of my thoughts are not even my thoughts. Desire to read something, show the Dostoevsky, come to suffering is not mine. It came from the subtle art of not giving a fuck. I recognize it from there. The idea of suffering came from there. Then after that, I made a lot of revelation. I made a lot of connection with Dostoevsky. I made connection with Reverend Insanity, and life's been different right after that recognition. And it was never my fucking own, but it gave it me something of my own. That is that is this framework of suffering, choosing a suffering. And I bet there was someone else in this before me who has come to this conclusion that suffering is the only choice. And that's the difference in those stories. If he doesn't even recognize that still what he died. And that's for he's the most suffered man. Not really though. And suffering comes in different form. Like gurus also say like that. Like if you're attached to someone, you'll get more suffering than anyone else in this world or something like that. And that's true because it affects your emotion, right? And if it affects your emotion, which is generally negative, that can be both positive and negative. And if it's positive, you get happy. If it's negative, you feel bad or you're negative, you're sad, man, you're angry about it. And that's why attaching it affects your emotion, therefore it's not a good thing. Emotion affect your well-being, and connecting both it means that it will affect you negatively. 7%. Every day I wake up after sleep, I feel like a new person in the sense I forget everything I did yesterday. I go through the same shit again, and that's how my day ends. If I have not written it, it's forgotten forever. If it's written, I remember. What a person am I? My life right now, I'm disgusted by it. And like I said, I like to learn a lot, read a lot. And I think I'm just gonna do that. I just wanna be a better person for my own self. I like to choose suffering for my own self, not suffer right now, just be better, man. I like to talk with other people better, just smile more, be happier more. Suffering is just a part of life. It's not the entire life, right? You choose and you get all, you feel all the emotion because you choose one thing. You will indirectly try to accept the opposite of it. Like if I choose happiness, I'm choosing negativity also. So, no suffering. Right? If I'm choosing suffering, then I'm choosing happiness in other sense, right? Yeah, that's how it is related. I also like to make eye contact in public with other people, I guess, like women with men, older people, nod, say hello, good morning, etc. etc. Just kind of doing it. I'm right now doing like making eye contacts and everything, but it's progressing. It's good for me, that's why I like it. That's it. चिया बिस्कुट चिया पाउडर टी खान जानु पर्ला यार भोलि चिया समोसा मोमो हान्ने हो कि माथि आएर भातै खाइन्छ के थाहा my battery is about to run out. As I mentioned in the episode of the first thing, I also recognize many vices from Fight Club. I watched it thrice. I really love that movie. It's one of the best things I've ever seen. First time it was random. Second time I learned. Third time it was better. All of this is a trap, and we're not living a good life. And to live a good life, we must do something about it in our relation. For anything we like to do, it is in our interest or it is of our obligation to do and should avoid the things that shouldn't be done, like Charlie Munger says. And just like Walter White, I also like to be better, man up, no longer stay pathetic. I'm gonna die young. I'm gonna die before 30, I bet, and I wish to. Well, that's for me today. Peace out.